Hello viewers, and welcome to another video. So, blunt question. Is GT8 on the way sooner than later? The reason I ask is because of the state of GT7 and the amount of effort being put into the game by Polyphony Digital. We didn't even get an update in April, and the May update was as standard as it gets. One great car, the Ferrari, one decent car, Corvette, a K-Truck, complete with camper, and of course the CR-V that everyone was begging for. Sophie got added to some more races, and a few events were added to keep the completionists busy keeping their 100% up to date. Some conversations were added to the cafe, Group 4 cars were completely nerfed across the board, and the standard normal fixes of text and localization were performed. Oh goody. That's it. No new track, no update to the race cars, no changes to online multiplayer. In fact, the amount of effort being put into the game by Polyphony Digital has become as minimal as it can get, and it's beginning to show. Forza Motorsport is now considered a better online racing experience than GT7, and that's saying something. And this is the one area I want to focus on. The multiplayer aspect of GT7 is exactly the same as it has always been. The same terrible penalty system, the same matchmaking, and the same 3 races per week, daily race A, B, and C, and that's it. And even these are starting to gather dust. The race you're currently watching is daily race C, which is supposed to be the longer, more involved, more interesting race with strategy and challenge. This is a 12-lap race around the Red Bull Ring, rolling start with tires and fuel at normal 1x, no pit stop required, no tire change required. In a word, boring. Daily A is cool because I love the shifter kart. Daily B is around Lago Maggiore reverse, despite having Lago Maggiore normal only 2 weeks ago. Frankly, the game is on autopilot, which brings me to the point of this video. Whenever I've seen a game get to this point, inevitably the studio has assigned a handful of developers to the current game to keep it going, while the other few hundred are hard at work focused on the new release. When the new game is nearing launch, the current game becomes obviously meh. And meh is the word that best describes GT7 right now. Sure, Sophie is a great addition and definitely improves racing against the AI. But so what? Sure, they keep adding cars to the game. But so what? The lack of a new track, despite there having so many legacy tracks to choose from, and even Silverstone, which they have a good scan of, screams minimal effort, autopilot, and a holding pattern until the new game launches. And we're at the point that it feels like that new game is nearing completion, as it seems they've diverted the vast majority of their developers to getting things wrapped up in GT8, while the few GT7 devs keep us engaged, quote unquote, long enough for the new game to launch. In my experience, and based on my research, when a game gets to this level of autopilot, the new one is just around the corner. So, Polyphony Digital, I certainly hope you've been listening to your players, hearing our pleas about the changes and fixes that are so needed in this game. The reward system. Okay, lose the roulette crap. It's rigged and set before it even starts spinning on the screen. How do I know this? I once collected my marathon award and was given the 200th car badge immediately. Then watched the roulette wheel spin and reward me with the car that brought my garage total up to 200. It's a gimmick and an old one, and it needs to go. On that same topic, winning, quote unquote, parts, or an engine, or worse yet, an invitation to spend millions of credits on a car you don't want, is not a reward. We still can't sell parts or engines after 3 years of GT7, so they collect dust in the garage forever. The penalty system. Reputed to be the worst in the industry, it routinely penalizes the punted for leaving the track, while the punter drives off into the sunset with no penalty whatsoever. There is a reason other proper racing sims use a system where both players receive exactly the same penalty for collisions. It might seem unfair if you're the one that got rear-ended, but sometimes you do the rear-ending, and when you both get the same penalty, you have a tendency to try not to get into accidents. A decent system for online races that allows for a variety of track and car combinations instead of the same regurgitated cud week in and week out. New tracks, for God's sake. Bring back the legacy tracks that were created by Polyphony Digital for Gran Turismo 1, 2, and 3, Special Stage Route 5 and 11, Tokyo Route 246, one of the best tracks ever created, Grand Valley Speedway, Apricot Hill, Silverstone. Don't get me wrong, I really do love this game. I've played every edition of Gran Turismo except GT Sport. I cut my teeth on GT3, then went back and golded all of GT1 and 2. I've been playing Gran Turismo for 26 years. It's a great game. But GT7 has become stale and lackluster, and the lack of effort from PD is making me think they're close to releasing number 8. I hope so. It would certainly explain the holding pattern we've been in. It would explain why there have been so few real improvements to the game in recent updates. My fear is they will wait until 2027 to coincide with the 30th anniversary of Gran Turismo. Please, Polyphony Digital, don't make us wait that long, especially if you're only going to put such a minimal effort into GT7. Your flagship has sprung a leak in many areas, and if you don't do something about it, it's going to sink. And to be completely honest, that would be a major tragedy, as this game has the potential to be one of the greatest race sims on the market. There you go, folks. My 2 cents on the subject of the new Gran Turismo 8 and whether or not it's coming sooner than later. I believe it is. My instincts tell me it is. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What are you hoping to see in GT8? What changes do you think need to be brought to the game? And of course, thank you very much for watching. Very much appreciated. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.